living in the moment, and here we are dreaming in the open. Now look around, isn't this a new day? Make a move, doing things a new way, a new way. 'Cause this is our world, and this is our time.
Some of the major challenges facing African cities include the rapid social and economic transformation processes.
This is our place.
Other critical areas African city authorities are increasingly demanded to address are how to assess barriers for social adaptability in order to reduce risk to the residents on how they can efficiently and sustainably use natural resources found in their cities. There has been a conflict between city authorities and residents on each one's role in enhancing potential and governance of urban green infrastructure. It is against this background that AfriCity project got underway in the year 2017 with an aim of seeking to examine the causes and effects of environmental change and resource use in sub-Saharan African cities. In order to build and increase capacity to experts in town and city planning from Zomba and Blantyre, city authorities, Malawi Housing Corporation, AfriCity project has organized this training workshop, which among others, it is tackling the significance of using drone technology in planning our towns and cities.
This training was organized by a project which we call AfriCity. It's being implemented in Malawi, Tanzania, and South Africa. It involves a number of institutions in these countries, coordinated by University of Erlangen in Germany, because the funding has come from the German government. The idea is to understand the changes that are happening in our cities and what is it that we need to know about the adaptation to these kinds of challenges. How do we build resilient cities, but also we are talking about the cities that are inclusive. All of us live in the city, so it's our home, but there are certain obligations that citizens have, but at the same time there are also expectations on services that the city should provide. So we're looking at both the socio-economic aspect, but also the environment ecosystem aspect, especially in relation to food security issues as well.
Human beings have been constructing buildings, cities, and everything a city can possibly consist of since 2600 BC. As with anything, methods people use for certain things develop over time, and currently many methods and aspects of construction, planning, land surveying, and data capturing, to name just a few, are becoming increasingly outdated and being taken over by unmanned aerial vehicles or drones. Drones could be used to accelerate the land registration process, facilitating land tenure assessment and titling. Though drones increasingly become fundamental to contemporary life, for discussion about their potential to impact urban planning and landscape architecture has been lacking. Nonetheless, these small but sophisticated devices are set to become a crucial instrument in the architect and urban planners' toolbox.
It's a rather new technology, and it allows to collect data from the ground. So you have a proper basis for planning, you have a proper basis for environmental monitoring. So you really know what's happening in the cities, on the fringes of the cities, in the environment, in the forests. And then you can really make up good plans for a sustainable future of the cities, but also for the areas around the cities.
Indeed, urban development requires intense planning. In many of our cities, there are many green spaces that the experts in this training have commended the proper utilization of those spaces. This has been a contentious issue when it comes to city planning in most of the cities and towns in Malawi, as policies have been developed to push agriculture away from the cities and towns.
It is important to mention that agriculture and the city have sometimes been seen as opponents, right? So agriculture has barely been recognized as something urban. So there's a tendency in urban planning to dispel or to move agriculture out of the city. But in recent years, the tendency is now the other way around, to include agriculture as one specific category of urban land use. Because if you have urban farming, urban agriculture, urban gardening, it might provide for food in the city. So it might alleviate some poverty problems because people can grow their own food in the neighborhood of where they live. They can also grow some food to bring it to the local markets. It will also increase the diversity of food intake, which is very healthy. And of course we have the aspect of beautification of the city, because the green space in the city also can help to make the city more beautiful. And they can also help, of course, to increase microclimate in the city.
In order to still survive and maximize idle land use, residents in the cities have illegally used the green spaces. This has resulted in unsustainable use of green spaces, which has contributed to land degradation and other environmental hazards.
This is where you needed to come up with a plan that integrates proper use of the city space to allow for human settlements, to allow for green spaces for recreation. And if you have to do urban agriculture, then it's got to be done in a way that it doesn't negatively affect other aspects.
Planners, surveyors and engineers at this training workshop have agreed the importance of unmanned aerial vehicles to retrieve data from difficult to access areas and high populated places in our cities.
This project is under AfriCite, whereby we are talking of dealing with problems faced by the Zomba city, like siltation of rivers. We have the Lake Chirwa, and also there is urban migration, so which is bringing like buildings by people which are not done due to necessary plans by the city. So the project is trying to help us to come in and see where we can help with that.
I've benefited a lot from the workshop. However, the workshop, it needs to, maybe they have to do it again, because there is a lot we need to learn, like the software itself they are using. How are they analyzing the data? However, I've learned how to capture the information in terms of spatial information. So suppose I have the opportunity to access the drone, I can manage to capture data using the drone.
Yeah, the drone technology that we have been taken through the past 2 days is very important in relation to fisheries management, because in fisheries management we do activities like monitoring, surveillance and control. So if you have a drone, you'll be able to notice or to identify the hot spots where illegal fishing or where fishers are hiding. Sometimes also, like now, the lake is almost drying. Most of the places are just muddy. Going there by boat or by foot is not possible. So in times like these, where you cannot reach the areas you were supposed to reach, then the drone technology can be used.
While the Malawi Civil Aviation Department continues to refine its guidelines on drone flight in the national airspace, commercial industries are realizing the potential benefits that drones can deliver. the increasing number of drones in our skies has brought about safety concerns.
I think you have to distinguish between drones that are really employed for a specific purpose, like planning or controlling environmental stuff, and drones that are just flying around taking pictures of people that don't want to be photographed or filmed. So I think it's very important to make sure that the use of the drones for specific purposes like surveying, environmental monitoring, town planning gets a really good legal basis, and that people are trained to employ the technology in a proper way. Then it will be very helpful. On the other hand, those people that are just flying drones for fun, they should probably be more respectful to other people's and only take pictures from their own plot or their own friends and stuff. But that's another story. But I think for the real use of drones, it would be very good if people are trained and if there's a legal system in place that allows the use of drones with respect to these applications.
This is our place in the human race, and we won't stop dreaming. No, we won't stop dreaming. This is our world, and this is our time.
However, the commercial drone industry is becoming increasingly business-friendly, and as regulations continue to ease and foster the environmental and urban planning sectors, developers can be empowered to build safer and more efficient African cities. Essentially, they can make better informed decisions that will help shape a better world for everyone.